Hello, Music Man. Welcome to your deck review. For those of you joining us on YouTube for the first time, this is where I, Maldhound, look at your deck and I fix its PP. That is your premise and your practicum. The premise is the idea you had for the deck. The practicum is the shit you actually picked in it. So we're going to spend maybe 5 minutes talking about the idea, maybe 5 to 10 minutes looking at the specific cards, 5 minutes talking about how to fix it. So we have Doran besieged by Cheeks. I like you. This is a Toughness Matters commander deck where the goal is to build a big enough board to swing out for lethal, but if the game runs long, I'm going to use Bloodletter of Aclazotz and Bator kin to all to finish our opponents. There is also a life gain sub-theme using our creature's toughness to outlast the competition. I like you less. So I think premise is going to have to tie into practicum. Parts of your PP are inextricably tangled. So we have Doran besieged by time. Is a cost reducer for things with a lot of toughness. That is nice. That is not really enough to make toughness matter. However, whenever a creature you control attacks or blocks, it gets buffed by the difference between its power and toughness. So that's where high toughness can matter. If we have something with high toughness, low power, it's going to get fucking huge. And under Smother Our Opponents, we have generic finisher, actual toughness matters, double life loss, trigger doubler that works with Doran, very cute. Jaws of Defeat. Sure, toughness matters. Sure, double everything. Okay. Then big butts. We have walls and a 0/5. We have a ton of ramp. We have a decent amount of card draw. We have butt enabler. Okay. So here's where we're going to get into, I think, the first problem. Because if we go, I want toughness to matter, there's kind of two places we can take that. We have to find a non-combat way for toughness to matter. The only real answer for this in Magic right now is like Bator and Jaws of Defeat, which are already running, and there's not enough of those cards to really make a deck around. So if you want toughness to matter in a non-combat way, make Bator your commander. If you want toughness to matter in combat, you're basically locked into running like Defenders and Tree Folk. Now, running Defenders and Tree Folk is fine, but you have now, because you've picked this Doran as your commander, committed yourself to an extra step of I have to make Defenders able to attack. That's a huge problem. Decks cannot do very many things. Decks can do like one thing awesome, two things good, three things okay, four things dog shit. Every step you add to the process of what your deck has to do to win or get to like the good place, you are making it do it worse. The more things a deck does, the worse it does each of those things. So if we want toughness to matter, and we want to beat people to death with a board of big tough creatures, I question immediately, why is Felithar not in the command zone? Because Felithar already handles this for us. Why is, I guess Other Doran makes sense because Other Doran really doesn't have a lot of juice. They power crept this man many times. But why is it not Felithar? Right? Because then, if we want to use creatures that have, like, notably, you're kind of low in the butt department, bro. I hate to say that to you, but you seem a little bit lacking in the cheeks department. Like, we have some stuff with big toughness, but like we swing this with Doran, you're swinging a 5/8. At bracket 3, curving out into like a 5/8 on turn 5, that's not enough. That's not enough. We need the juice. Like the creatures that are going to hit for huge amounts. Oh, that's crazy. I need to put Oracle Defender. Hold on. The creatures that are going to hit for huge amounts, like that guy. He's a tree. He's a 0/13. If Felithar is your commander, that is a 13/13. Hot dog. Maybe you have this guy. We don't. Okay. Well, there you go. You already have walls. There's Tree of Redemption. There is Wall of Reverence, which is 6 power. There is Towering Titan, who cares about toughness. There's Wall of Tanglecord. Is a 2-mana 6/6 if Felithar is your commander. So I think the first bridge we have to cross. There's Wall of Shards, which is hilarious and lets an opponent gain life, but does the thing. Fortified Rampart, baby. So the first question we have to answer is, why is Doran the commander of this deck? Because the stated goals of your deck don't work with Doran. That doesn't mean you can't do it, but that is going to be a massive hurdle to doing it in bracket 3, because bracket 3 is the bracket for I have a clear game plan. The cards in my deck are picked because they help my game plan. And if we go into it saying, I have a clear game plan, my commander only helps my game plan kind of, and he fucks me up a little bit, we're going to be in trouble. That said, if Felithar is the commander of this deck, Doran is like the best card in the whole 99. Because if Felithar is the commander, hey, guess what? Walls of Bossing Say can swing as a 30/30. And then if Doran is on the field, Walls of Bossing Say swings as a 60/60. Holy fuck, dog. So I would encourage you to consider the possibilities of Doran as the like nitrous. You know, the in case of emergency, hit the big red button, supercharge it, versus the backbone of this deck. Because the deck you have outlined in the primer and a lot of the utility pieces you have put in here, you are showing me a Felithar deck. 100% you are showing me a Felithar deck. Or you're showing me a Beidor Kin to All deck. But you are not showing a deck that cares about Doran. Because all Doran cares about is a big old difference. Which is kind of weird, but if I can... Doran cares about Calaxion. Because it's a 7/2. That shit swings as a 12/7. Like, Doran just cares that the power and toughness are far apart. It doesn't care that you have a big butt. It doesn't help if you are a big booty defender because he can't make you attack. And so I think we both have... There's probably a gap on using Scryfall. So Scryfall tags that will help. Oracle Defender. Because defenders are going to be things with big butts. I would also recommend using Scryfall Advanced. You can go to toughness greater than or equal to, and you just be like, show me the biggest assed creatures in all of Abzan. There's going to be hordes and hordes of even statted creatures, but there's Walls of Bossing Say, there's Tree of Redemption. Ooh, there's Salvation Engine, which is kind of cute. Indomitable Ancients. More stuff like this. That's actually just a tree folk, so would work with Doran either way. So I would heavily recommend scrolling through here on your own time as well. But you have to answer the question, why is Doran the commander, when you're showing me a 99 that really wants to have like a lot of defenders and wants to be swinging those defenders. The next question we have to answer from a practical standpoint is, why the fuck are we ramping like this? Our commander is 4 mana. Our curve is clunky, but we barely have anything in the deck that costs more than 5 mana. And if we look at our priorities, your priorities being how many slots in the deck did you dedicate to a given thing, the thing you care most about in the entire world is ramping. Why? What are we doing it for? If you do not have a clear answer for that, which I don't think you do, you cut ramp for stuff that you actually want. And the stuff that you have said you want, toughness. Toughness, ways to make it matter. And we have half as many ways to enable the core strategy of our deck as we do ways to make mana to spend on question mark. Then we have card draw, which every deck needs card draw. That's pretty reasonable. I hate to bring it up again, but if Felithar was in the command zone, she could handle most of your card draw for you. She's really good as a big butts commander. So let's see how we're currently doing. So we can tutor for a creature card. It's probably gonna be Felithar. I go land. I go land. Give me Felithar. Skip a turn. Felithar. Now, notably, I have hit nothing with a big butt I could play before this. So maybe that's why you have the ramp, is all of your good big booty creatures are really expensive. In that case, I would again suggest you got to go through and look at defenders and consider making this a defender deck, because defenders are very, very efficiently costed. They are very cheap because you're not supposed to be able to attack with them. Turn 5, get another land. I can go Doran and then swing a 10/10. Because she'll buff herself to a 5/10 and assign combat damage equal to her toughness. Land. This is a cute toughness payoff. Look at the top card. Hey, we get a land tapped. Isn't that great? We can do this to make our tree folk indestructible. But even then, and I know I'm pointing this out a lot, Doran does less for this deck than Felithar does for the way you've currently built it. Because if we have Doran instead of Felithar, we swing these, they go to 6/8 apiece because they both have a difference of 2. If we have Felithar instead, they're effectively 6/6s. So same power, they already have a big butt, and Felithar lets me turn them into cards if I feel like I'm running out of cards in hand. And so if we wanted to split the difference of like, I really want to play tree folk, I don't want them to be defenders, then I would maybe understand it. But you are putting out definitely a defender deck, and like all of the stuff, all of the support pieces are for a defender deck, all of the win cons are for a defender deck, and then we've mucked up the curve with a lot of non-defender stuff. Like Harbinger is cute enough. Great Forest Druid is cute enough. But all of that is to say, if your intention is not to do non-defender tree folk, you are almost 100% better off swapping the commander to Felithar. And if you don't want to do that for flavor, that's okay. That is what keeps you in bracket 2. Because you are giving yourself an extra hurdle to clear, where all of my best stuff is going to be a defender. All of my efficient stuff is going to be a defender. And Doran can't do anything for them. I need to draw into something else. So if you really want to commit to that, I would likely get some more of the efficient defenders in here, like Wall of Tanglecord, Wall of Blossoms, like a 4/4 that will replace itself. Like Great Forest Druid can work, but you need stuff that you can play before Doran. And then on top of that, we want more tutors so that we can find the things that will allow them to attack. So for you in bracket 3, that's going to be stuff like we need to find Felithar effectively for this, for the deck to work well. Like if you have Doran and Felithar on the field at the same time, you are in heaven. You are in heaven. Booty is shaking in the skies. The clouds part and a baby's face appears in the sun. But until we have Felithar on board, we're really, really, really held back. And so I would look at, if you want to do game changers, do like Worldly Tutor. There's Formidable Speaker, who, hey, has kind of a butt. That's kind of nice. But the O tag you're going to want is Tutor-Creature. Commander, going to be Abzan. And then straight up, like, anything in here is going to be good. Archdruid's Charm can pull double duty. You already have Eladamri's Call. Recruiter won't work because you have big butts. You could do Fauna Shaman. You could do Natural Order. You could do Survival of the Fittest. We talked about Formidable Speaker. You could do Time of Need because you're searching for Felithar 9 times out of 10. But anyway, most of what I'm saying to you is repeating the point. We have to make things simple and direct. We have to figure out what is the confluence of cards that makes my board very scary. How do I get to those cards as quickly as possible? I think the deck you want is scary with Felithar in the command zone, but if we have Doran in the command zone, the combination of cards that is proper scary is I have Doran, I have Felithar, I have anything with a big butt. Like if I have Bator Kin to All, it'll swing as a 9/9, sure. If I have Orin Frostfang, it swings as a 10/10. If I have Baldin, it's a 14/14. Bedrock Tortoise is a 12/12. Like the combination of Doran and Felithar, extremely, extremely potent. Or the combination of Doran and anything that both assigns damage equal to toughness and lets defenders attack is going to get things going. Right now, where we have too much of our energy focused is in stuff that's ramping for not any conceivable reason. And if we just turn those into butts and into tutors for Felithar, we're probably pretty good. What's our... Oh, that's extremely cute. That is extremely cute. Shalai's fine. I don't love Shalai Voice of Plenty as protection. I also don't love Timber Protector because, again, like, Doran's not as important as you think he is. Felithar is. If I was playing protection for bracket 3, I would want stuff like Flawless Maneuver, Clever Concealment, Continue even, actually. This is a new Turtles card. If you get board wiped, this unboard wipes you. You're not going like super wide. This is 2 mana. On somebody else's turn, they board wipe me. I bring back Doran, I bring back Felithar, and I bring back 2 giant fuck asses. Most of your smother your opponent section is okay. It's a little bit greedy, but it's not totally unacceptable. I think the only parts that are really, really unacceptable is we're ramping way too much for too little payoff. I think this life gain is total crack smoking. Like life gain is a plan B thing. We don't even have a plan A. We gotta make plan, well, I guess life gain is plan C. Plan B, which is plan big booty, currently not functional. We need to make plan B clap before we think about moving on to life gain. So we got to make the butts scarier. So this is all space where you can put in tutors, you can put in other defenders, you can put in other things that have big differences. I mean, Great Forest Druid, you should just swap out, like, I don't know, Birds of Paradise. There's no reason to have this fuck-ass bird in here. So stuff that I would say definitely cut is Loom Tender, Drop Room, Dazzling Theater, Farseek, Birds of Paradise, Shared Roots, Smothering Tithe, Soul Ring, Utopia Sprawl, which is gonna seem weird because, like, I want to play Doran really early. No, you fucking don't. You want to have a defender on board and you want to have Felithar in your hand, and then you play Doran. Like, playing Doran early, whatever. You need to play Doran into a field that is ready for him. And then we just kill this life gain section with hammers. Like, if you if the card has a big enough booty on its own to be worth it, like Ikra Shadiki, okay. Or maybe Dragonlord Dramoka too. Oh, we have Wall of Reverence. Excellent. But yeah, I'm not sold on Tristani. Ulfwinter is so greedy. I'm not sold on these three, and I'm barely sold on the life gain plan in general. Yeah, you're tweaking. Voice of Victory is tweak behavior. I'm sorry. I don't think you're doing anything scary enough that you need to be trying to lock people out of your turn. Not that locking people out of your turn is bad, but again, it's a card you're not spending on assembling the Death Ray of Doran, Felithar, Big Booty Defender. That's what you have to be on. If it doesn't get you Felithar, and it's not a Big Booty Defender, consider getting rid of it. And you just keep making, like, one change at a time and playtesting the deck in Moxfield until you can very reliably go, like, all right, it's turn 4. I'm playing Doran. I have something with a big butt. And next turn, I'm going to play Felithar, and shit is about to get wild. So I wish you the best of luck, and I hope this helped.